Well, hello, my babies. How are you doing this evening? Welcome to another wonderful episode of Spiritual Tea Time with Reverend Patience here on Indigo Sackets TV, sponsored by Indigo Sackets Coffee and Clarity. A great way to start your day with fresh roasted coffee to order and loose leaf teas and spiritual advisor to give you the clarity that you need. Definitely, definitely, definitely highly recommend. We got all kinds of new flavors out and about, and we're going to talk about them tonight with my lovely, dearest witchy bestie, Old Salty, better known as the Salty Psychic. And also, I'll be talking with her about Ostara and its different traditions that a lot of us pagan witches celebrate. Easter traditions, springtime traditions, everything that we do to bring back the light, bring back the warmth. And then as always, with you good little boys and girls, we'll throw some tea and do some free one card readings. All right. Well, without further ado, let me pop in this gorgeous lady. Thank you for joining us, baby girl. How you doing, Sophie, baby?
Oh. Came in like a wrecking ball, as always.
Right? Like a bull in a china shop, baby.
Always. Got my bunny ears on.
I know, gotta do it, gotta do it. We got spring coming up, changing of the clocks. We got this new moon that's coming on the 10th in Pisces with a lovely lunar eclipse. And ooh, child, it starts right in Texas where all the foolishness is and going straight up into New England. And
I got my high priestess mug tonight.
Right?
It's a very important time of year. And one of our newest products, our spring blend.
Yes, tell me about it, man. You said you're drinking it right now. How's it taste?
Oh my God, it's really nice. It's got some really nice. You could taste like some cocoa in it with some other flavors.
Oh wow!
Not too heavy. It's a medium light roast, so it's not bitter. It's perfect for this time of year. And because we're leaving we're coming into the time of light and leaving the darkness, I also want to show off our other new blend, our dark unicorn French roast.
Oh God, girl, I got to get me some of that because I love my French roast. French dark roast is one of my favorites, besides the Italian dark roast, like our goth girl. For you and I are both goth girls at heart. Oh well, Chalet says hi, ladies. How are you both? I know I am extremely blessed and highly favored and pissing up all the right people, baby.
Yeah, we seem to be doing a lot of that lately, don't we?
Yes, girl. Yes. And I'm loving every minute of it. I mean, even got folks trying to copy and, it's like, hey, go ahead. We're the OG, baby.
Right.
Because I noticed and everything before we started our coffee company, nobody was making their own label, even witchy shops. You know what I'm saying?
There were a couple out there. There's a couple out there that
Oh,
are there. Um, but they weren't, but having a, because we're not exclusively a witchy coffee, right? We're
exactly. Exactly.
exploring some aspects of witchiness, but also mysticism, new age metaphysical themes, and then some of them are just kind of fun, like our dark unicorn, um, roast here. And I picked the unicorn because the unicorn is, a symbol of alchemy. And
Yes.
making coffee is kind of alchemy. So,
Hey man, it is, honey. It's like people try to say fairy tales ain't real and magic's not real. Bullshit. I drink a magical black potion every morning to wake my ass up and revive myself and bring me back to life. The stronger, the better. Chalet says she would buy our coffee purely for just some of the labels. Miss Lavidia says good evening and thank you for your marvelous guest. Thank you again. She's one of our top patrons, and she always donates to the production of the show. We're very glad to have you. And Miss Chalet says the fact there's even a unicorn on it, she would just buy it.
well, we are running a promo code for our spring equinox blend and this dark unicorn blend. The promo code is Ostara, all caps, and you get 20% off our one-time purchase. And we're running the special up until the 14th.
Yes, so take advantage of it because like our Thor Thunder Brew, which we are going to be featuring. If you're in the Minnesota area, come and visit us, and there's still some tickets left. Source Hauntings Paranormal All Ladies team is having an investigation. It's overnight at the granary there in St. Paul, and that is our maximum caffeine. And our one reader, the Montrose Rich, has her own little witchy shop that she has converted into a coffee shop. And she also does some other type work that's overnight. And she normally drinks Death Wish, she told me. And she said once she had that Thor's Thunder Brew, she's never touching Death Wish again. I said, why is that? She goes, Death Wish, I would drink one to two pots during the night to keep me up. I drank half a pot and I was buzzing like a cheetah on cocaine. I said, ooh, I like to hear that. And then I started thinking, I said, probably the reason why their stuff is now mass produced and it sits in a warehouse and then it sits on the grocery store. And the longer it sits and not as fresh, caffeine dissipates out of it. So that I could see why our Thor's Thunder Brew would, feel like it was a lot more potent in the giddy up.
Well,
Because
a lot
it's
of
fresh
a lot of
roasted.
people get that giddy up from the max caffeine, but there's no espresso in it. So they can have that extra jolt and it's not going to give them the shakes. At least that's what people have reported back to me after trying to Thor's Thunder.
Yes. Yes.
Thor,
Yes.
yeah.
Huh.
Tried some of our other good flavors, and some of them you can order an espresso if max caff isn't for you.
Oh, we already got a quick question. We might as well answer it now. Chalet says, can I ask, please? I'm almost positive I have a few people throwing some nasty black magic my way. How do I stop it, please?
So, what spiritual path do you follow?
Well, we wait for um on the scientific, you could use the 417 frequency that removes any negative energy, black magic, any type of that type of stuff. But then also too, right afterwards, either find a frequency video here on the YouTube with the 417 and the 528 because as it's potent enough to really remove everything. So you want to bring in the positive for extra protection and everything. She says she's just a light worker and a medium.
So you can do a return to sender spell. if that's not for you. Or what you could also do is take Patience's advice. Or what I would also do is I would go to YouTube and I would play the St. Michael's prayer in Latin while you smudge yourself,
Yep.
preferably with frankincense, and then back it up with the St. Benedict prayer. That's pretty much a spell breaker and an exorcism right there.
She's absolutely correct. And talking about that, we have a playlist that says protection mantras, and it's a mixture of Hindu mantras, the different Catholic prayers, the different psalms as well, and different frequency type videos. And they all deal with protection, breaking of hexes, returning of sender. It's a blending of that. There's like 30 something different videos on that playlist. Just go through and, put it where you just barely hear it and go to sleep.
It's a good time of year for it too. Whether you feel like you've been hexed or you just want to
spring cleaning.
Cleaning, because like we're in the time of Pisces right now, and Pisces is the sign that encompasses all the signs, right? It absorbs all the signs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're kind of leaving the time of darkness and going into the time of light, right? That's why the High Priestess, that's my Pisces card right there. She's the all-knowing. Right. She soaks in everything, she sees everything. So it's a good time for a purge, because astrologically this is the end of the astrological year. Aries is going to be starting soon on the spring equinox. Yes. So it's technically a new year coming. So you want to dump all the ick and start fresh.
Oh yeah, exactly. And the way the calendar used to be before they changed everything and started this leap year bullshit and stuff.
The calendar's changed so many times.
Oh, I know. But
calendars.
Well, they used to recognize the first of the year, New Year's was around that time and everything. The old New Year's was April Fool's Day.
Well, the Julian calendar? I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not a scholar. But I know the whole concept of like spring equinox and Easter, and why Easter keeps changing dates. And it comes into the biannual, the Christians stole our holidays.
Yeah, I know.
Bullshit. Excuse my language. It goes into the recognition of a goddess, Ostara, right? Which there's a whole lot of nothing out there about her. A lot of it is speculation. The only reference to this goddess was made by a monk called Bede, the Venerable Bede, or something like that.
Right.
There was like one blurb that he wrote in this book, and him and these other Christians it basically was a book about time. And he did not witness any rituals to Eostra. He resided, I think, in a region called Umbria or Northumbria, New Umbria or something, somewhere between England and Scotland.
It's Northumbria.
And he mentioned this goddess, right? Now, people out there say, well, that goddess is tied to Ishtar and blah, blah, blah. I'm not telling anybody how to pagan, but you really don't find anything about that either. I mean, there's a lot of similar, symbolism throughout all the pagan cults of Europe going out. So a lot of them are gonna match. And some scholars say that, while she's described as a goddess of the rising sun, the dawn, the bringing of light, other scholars say, well, she is a goddess of what could be like the East, but could be an Eastern region or an Eastern people. And around that time, there were a lot of Romanized Germanic cults around Europe, right? But there were also a lot of local gods and goddesses that really aren't well known. So she could be one of them, Another example is the goddess Ziza, the Germanic goddess of autumn. She's not really talked about much, except one little blurb in some of the Norse or Germanic writings. And she's labeled as a goddess of autumn and the god Tyr's wife. But there's really nothing else out there. Oops. Man, am I drunk? Am I drunk?
Oh, Sister
Oh, no.
Cassava, better known as Sistar, our one in Go Psychic spiritual advisor, sent a bunch of hearts to us like this. Show me love. Brother Danny Chin says, blessings, everyone. Thank you. And Miss Lavinia made her donation of the evening. I pray that your donation be returned to you by your ancestors 1,000-fold. Thank you so much for your love and support of our lovely channel here in our show with through Indigo Psychics. We really, appreciate everything that you all do for us. Okay.
Like I was saying, I'm not here to tell somebody how to pagan, because pagan beliefs are so vast and so diverse.
Depends on what ancient culture or
Well, I mean, even look in modern day paganism. For example, a group in California might not do the same thing as a group in Florida, right? Or a group across the same county. I mean, it's all interpretation and how you adapt to the beliefs and apply them. And that was very true with, these pagan tribes that wandered around, some of them, and with different languages and then marrying into each other and adapting traditions and all that. So it was very tribalist, and beliefs are going to vary from region to region. It doesn't, whether this Ostara existed or not, I mean, is irrelevant. I mean, she was mentioned, and if she's a local goddess, she's a local goddess. It doesn't take away from the meaning of Ostara, right?
right.
I mean, bunnies and eggs didn't even become associated with spring or Easter until like the Middle Ages. And why that came to be, nobody actually really knows. But springtime is here, and bunnies are gonna bunny.
Well, bunnies also have always been associated with witches as well. And
Well,
everything,
but fertility, absolutely.
with the fertility and everything. And so that's why you see the eggs and the baby chicks, and it's
And
all about
and that's when chickens start laying their eggs, is around the equinox, and sometimes a little bit before, and they start hatching. It does not take away from the meaning of the holiday. I mean, I've never been to a spring equinox or Ostara celebration where Eostra was worshipped. I mean, I've been to one where Freyr was, honored, and then Freya, and sometimes Thor.
True.
You know?
Let me see. Chalet says, what is the best way to prepare an altar? She knows Hecate has been calling her to work with her.
So, again, I'm not telling anybody how to pagan. You have to do what you feel is the best, but you have to think of an altar as a shrine, right? So you're going to want to get symbolism or even a statue of that goddess. If you can't afford a statue, get some things that symbolize Hecate, just do your research. And what's really funny is there was only one shrine to Hecate that was found.
Wasn't that in Turkey?
No, it wasn't even in Greece. It was in Turkey.
That's what I'm saying. I said, wasn't it in Turkey? Just outside of Istanbul somewhere.
No idea where.
Better known as, used to be Constantinople. Istanbul. Sorry, that stupid song started coming in my head.
So, I mean, do some research on things that were offered to the goddess, and put pictures or offerings on the shrine, favor. I would not go right out of the gate asking her for favors. You don't want to start that relationship out with goddess.
You got to build your relationship just like physical relationships, like we've talked about with other guests on the show. No matter who it is that you're working with on the spiritual god, goddess, ancestor, what spirits, whatever, you got to build up your relationship first before you start coming in like a self child and say, demanding, I want this and I want that, because you ain't gonna get shit. So maybe a smack in the ass.
I've seen how some people started their relationships with deities, especially when it comes to somebody like the goddess Freya. They go right in asking. And in my head, I can just picture, Freya be like, the hell, get the hell out of here, gold digger.
Exactly. Exactly. Like I said, either she shoos you away or she's literally going to get your ass handed to you, you know, because
Or she could say, screw it, I like you, but you should not just go into asking for things. You have to win their favor. Like I don't have a relationship with Hecate. I have a relationship with Freya. So, even doing things, besides offerings helps too, like donate to a cat shelter if you want to get, in with Freya, or, buy some gold and leave it on the altar. Like do daily devotionals, with gratitude. Um, Even if you don't really have much, you still be grateful for what you have. And you
amen.
thank the goddess for what you have,
Amen. It's so many of these babies and everything because you get these, money grubbing, people out there who try to convince these new baby witches coming up that they have to buy all this expensive stuff in order, to appease. Our ancestors didn't always have all that stuff and everything. It's
Oh, they
still.
sacrificed a goat or something.
Oh, I know, but that was, usually sacrifice a goat or the horse or the cow or whatever tradition, according to your spiritual or religious tradition, was usually for high holidays type stuff and everything. It wasn't for an everyday thing,
Or
you
really
know.
needed help.
Exactly, but but it's still like you said, and no matter who you work with, you need to do your daily stuff. Before you even get up in the morning, you need to say, thank you for giving me another day. Thank you for being alive. Thank you for my home. Thank you for my food. Thank you for my clothes and the shoes on my feet. Thank you for my vehicle. Thank you, because if you're not going to be thankful and grateful for the little blessings in your life, can you expect any god, goddess, ancestors, or whoever you work with to bless you with the big stuff? Because you
Because
can't even show gratefulness for the little things.
because the reality is the gods really don't give a shit about us.
Hmm.
They really don't. They could care less. But if you develop a relationship with them and you're devoted to them,
It's got to be a two-way street.
they
Exactly.
can help you out on your journey, right? You know, they're not going to bail you out of every single shitty circumstance out of your life. I mean, some of these circumstances are by your own doing,
Uh-huh. Oh, I love it when you see it all over the social media and everything. People bitching and complaining. Oh, it's got to be a hex. Like I had one of my students years ago sent me a picture of a candle that she had done. She goes, "Look, look, look! See, someone's hexing me." It was one of them 7-day visual candles, and it literally from top to bottom was as black as my hat, girl. And I could feel the energy coming off of it. And it said, "Ain't nobody throwing at you. It's you and your goddamn mindset. You and your
Or
decisions."
sis, how much oil did you put on that?
Exactly, or how many herbs and oil did you put on it and everything as well? Because
Because that could be soot.
yes, the soot doesn't always mean that there's obstacles or someone throwing at you, but many a times when certain things, like you said, when it's because of your decisions, but because of these narcissistic attitudes that these people have in the world, they think automatically everybody else is doing it to me, not me. It's not the person in the mirror. And many a times, I'll call people out in a reading, and they're like, but no, your
There
whole
are
situation
people out
that you
there
do it extra
who have
yourself.
there are people out there who have problems with accountability.
Oh
And I
yeah.
hear it
Maybe.
quite often where, like, let's say somebody's in a workplace and they're like, well, I don't know why these women don't like me. I think they're jealous. So, all the people you work with are jealous. Every single one of them are jealous of you. And in your last workplace too, every single one of them are
Mhm.
jealous of you, right? Because you are so magnanimous and you have so much to offer and you have so much
Right.
going for you. Everybody's jealous. No, you're just an asshole.
Exactly. Exactly. As the Irish like to say, you're just a bloody cunt. you know? Yeah, Chalet says, oh my God, yes, accountability is so huge. And see, that's one thing about here at Indigo Psychics, whether you get a reading from Salty or from myself or any of our other spiritual advisors, we are going to hold you accountable for your actions, especially if spirits spilling the tea and stitching on you in the reading. We gonna tell you and everything,
And
you
here's the
know?
side of things. Not all negative energy is a hex or a curse. If somebody really has an axe to grind with you, they do not have to be a practitioner to
Mm-hmm.
essentially.
You a lie, baby.
All
That
they have
jealousy,
to do
negative energy. Mm-hmm.
is just fester in whatever beef they have with you, and fester and fester and fester. And I've seen earth signs do this. They can actually hate somebody so much to the point where they don't even have to hex them. They just have to like their negative energy will just be sent to that person, and it might as well be a hex.
Yeah, it is because it's a form of the evil eye,
Hmm.
sending out that and negative energy and everything. And me being the Capricorn, I know. you know, like I said, don't have to raise a finger to light a candle, baby. Just gotta
Taurus,
think it.
Virgo are notorious for that. Just
Uh
saying.
huh. Uh huh. Amen.
And
Um.
Leo,
Yes,
even Leo's.
Scorpion too. Oh, Gotharica Vegan says meow and good evening, goddesses. New York is in the
Hey,
house. Thank you for joining us. Oh, by the way, great show that she had our Miranda on her show and everything, talking about her dark feminine program and everything that she does. She ladies, if you have been dealing with major abuse life, dealing with narcissistic relationships and everything, she is definitely one of our spiritual advisors. I strongly recommend to seek out and everything. She
she's not
strictly
gonna let you
works.
be a she's not gonna let you be a victim.
No, no. The dark femme, we are not victims. Okay, we take all everything that's done to us and turn it into power for our own benefit.
Hey, Gotharic Vegan, did you see the new artwork for our Goth Girl blend that we just re-released?
Yes, Mama, Mamita, you got to definitely check it out. It's a new Italian roast. Okay, with the one roaster, we had to do some switching around with blends and everything, and now it's a lovely Italian roast. So I
It's
definitely
it's
recommend.
the probably one of like there's three. We have two Italian dark roasts and our French dark roast. Again, Dark Unicorn Magic. Promo
Yes,
code Ostara. You get 20% off. Um, and the beans on the dark roasts are very, if you get it whole bean, they're oily. So it is good stuff. It is like the darkest of dark roasts out there.
definitely get the whole bean and everything because some people like to use the powder and stuff, but also anytime you're trying to break you can use the coffee beans when you burn them to help break a hex or negativity. So chalet, you can use coffee for that. Besides using coffee to speed up um, your spells
funny
and everything, and
funny
also to
story. Like some
um,
I'll make the mistake and order whole bean and not select ground, and then whole bean comes in, and our coffee grinder is so loud. So if one of us in our apartment's so small, right? So if we get up in the morning and we want coffee, we don't want to wake the other person up. We'll take the coffee grinder in the bathroom, grind coffee.
I love it. I love it. Oh, and Miranda has joined us and yep, talking about the dark femme. She says she is totally fearless. Yes, I highly agree. And especially during this time celebrating everything about the goddess and rebirth, being of springtime. This is definitely not just for physical cleansing, but also doing the spiritual cleansing and really cleansing out everything, because like she Salty had said before, soon we have the new um, astrological new year starting. So take this spring equinox coming up on the 21st to really do major releasing of everything that's not serving your highest good, person, place, thing, whatever it is, sludge from, psychic sludge or whatever, that or karmic sludge that you might have from a past life that you may think that you may still have connected to you. This equinox is a really powerful one to take advantage of that.
Because the equinox also is around, or this year I think it's on the when on the cusp of Pisces and Aries.
Yes.
Have water and fire.
Yes.
Aries and Pisces, and it's time to, burn away the ick and then start moving into the rest of the year, but being passionate and actually start doing. You got to start doing. You can't just sit there and wallow in what you want to change. You actually have to start doing it.
Exactly. Like I've said before, with many traditions, our lives are called the great work for a reason. You can't be complacent and expect change. You got to get off
your fire.
What, honey?
My life is called the great dumpster fire.
Nothing wrong with that, baby. Take some bay leaves and burn some in it. And
hey, I burn the garbage.
Right? Miranda says, Carrie, you're right. Earth signs are hardcore. She's a Taurus. So yeah, it can be. Definitely.
Some of the
especially
stubborn. Especially yes. Is stubborn.
Oh, but yeah.
All the fixed signs are stubborn. I'm a Leo. I'm stubborn as fuck. And then Aquarius, and then Scorpio. And with Scorpio, there's 3 levels of Scorpio. And depending on how evolved they are or not, depends on how much you want to kill them. I'm kidding.
Right. But actually, because of my Scorpion rising being so strong in degree compared to my Capricorn sun side, many a times, because also too I love to wear black all the time, I've had many of people think that I was more of a Scorpio than a Capricorn. Costa Rica Vegan says Team Aquarius. Woohoo!
I am a Leo, but my sign is not sitting in a very high percentage of Leo at all. My rising sign I think is like 18 degrees Pisces, and my moon is like 19 or 20 degrees Scorpio.
That's why you always come showing up as the Queen of Cups in a reading. That explains it a lot. Miranda says, men tell me I'm stubborn because I don't know how to take orders. So I identify with stubborn too much. Honey, because you're a dark femme. And also, too, usually a man who thinks he can bark orders at women like us are stuck in their what does it say, injured feminine energy, masculine feminine energy. They're not in their full masculine divine energy, because a true man who is fully in his divine masculine alpha energy would not even think about barking orders.
Yeah, people tell me because I'm Italian and I'm from New York.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's why I love you so much, baby. I got a guy. All right. You got a problem? I got a guy for you. All right.
I know a guy.
I know a guy. What's your problem?
You know how they say, like, inside of us there lives 2 wolves, and whichever one you feed is the one that prevails or whatever. Well, inside me lives 2 New Yorkers. One of them will show you directions to the Canadian border, and tell you how to get there through her backyard. And the other one is going to call Cousin Tony if you piss her off.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. Well, it's that time. Do you feel like throwing some cards, baby girl?
I'll throw cards.
All right, everyone. If you would like one question, see what's going on for especially like this new moon, relation, whatever you got and everything, put it in the comments and we'll start throwing some cards for you.
I got PVC plastic deck.
Right.
Like but ain't wearing out.
Exactly. Nothing wrong with that.
Get high off my card.
While we wait, I'm going to read off real quick from the Moonology Oracle deck. Since we have this solar eclipse around the new moon, that's letting us know any type of eclipse, lunar or solar, means major change is coming. Major changes, both for personal and collectively around the world, politically, financially, you name it, it's going to be going on. So pay attention, folks. And then also, it being new moon, it means a new start. So with this powerful change and the new start, this is a time, like I said, get rid of the old so you can make room for the new. And then with new moon being in Pisces, meditate and contemplate.
There's another thing I want to add, and I forgot to mention it.
Well, baby.
Everybody says that, of course, and it is known, the veil thins around, the fall and equinox and Samhain, right? Well, 6 months later is this time of year. The veil is also thinning.
Oh yeah, especially closer to Beltane.
Hexanot.
Yes, baby. Yes. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, we do have our first question. All right. Brother Danny Chin wants to know, what is the main point I need to know for the month of March? Okay. I'm using the Everyday Witch Oracle deck. What does Danny need to know for the month of March? It's going to be a time of rebirth and rejuvenation. So take advantage of this new moon coming up on Sunday, on the 10th.
So I got the King of Wands, right? And the energy behind this is not who, it's a what. Like, you need to be the King of Wands. You need to start thinking bigger picture, right? You have to stop wallowing in what you're wallowing in now and stressing over now, and start thinking big picture. And sometimes thinking big picture means you got to start trimming the fat, as in letting go of things that didn't work out, or people who just are toxic and holding you back, because you're not going to get your big picture if you keep hanging on to that crap. So you have to start planning and making mature decisions now so you can have your big picture.
Exactly. Removing person, place, thing, everything that's not serving your highest good. So, like I said, rejuvenation and rebirth. So, you got to trim away the old so you can have, things coming in a lot smoother that you're trying to manifest for yourself.
And
You know,
making mature decisions, fair
hmm
decisions.
Working on that mindset. Most definitely. He says, many thanks to you both with a bunch of the namaste, brother. Thank you. Ooh. Oh, let's see. Anybody else? Miranda says the Gotharica being is amazing and I love her. I know. She's been a very dear friend of mine for many a year. I'm very blessed to have, just like Salty and my Indigos, fellow readers, readers and everything on Indigo Psychics and stuff, where truthfully we are, when it comes to, guiding you, we're going to tell you what you need to hear. Okay. We're not going to tell you a bunch of fluff like some, places do and everything and just take your money. We want to see you living your best life. We're going to figure out, okay, this is what's going on. Okay. And this is what you got to do about it. But if you don't do nothing about it, don't come back and complain to us that your life is still shitty. Okay. Excuse my language. Oh, Gotharica Vika says, appreciate the love. We got to. You know, oh, and yes, and celebration, yes, showing the love, because this is also Women's History Month, you know. So definitely we got to be showing the love to it. Teamwork makes dream work.
Yeah, there's a few chicks out there I wish were history. Not naming names.
Girl, I've already had a mental funeral. When people come back around, when I disassociate with people and stuff, they'll be wanting to talk about them, and I turn into an owl, and I'm who, you know, they don't exist to me. I don't want to
This
talk about.
is the time of year for me where people from my past start crawling out of the frickin' woodwork.
Yep.
And it ain't even retrograde.
Oh, I know.
Some
I had
I'm
recently
very
had.
I'm very happy to hear from, and some of them I really, love reconnecting with them. And others, I'm like, if you were on fire, I wouldn't pee on you.
Exactly, girl. If you were on life support, I would unplug your damn life support system to charge my phone. Oh, Costa Rica Vegas says, Lamo, I just cackled the same time with patience. Great minds think alike. And Miranda says, the same has been said about me. Let's see here. Um, all I do is get more popular. It's very true. You know, people expect you to be a certain way and do abide by their rules, and because you're doing things out of the box and being your unique self, because people want to conform us, especially as women. And it's like, I'm not going to be your. That's one thing I love about being a witch. I am not going to do like the one song by Rage Against the Machine, fuck you, I ain't gonna do what you tell me. No.
It's really interesting you said that because while you were talking, I got a YouTube notification from one of the channels I follow, and the video that alerted was beware of the light workers and the controlling light workers or something. And it's very, very interesting because you get these light workers and these healers, and I'm sure at some level they mean well, but they want to conform you to a mindset like, like you're doing this wrong. This is toxic. This is narcissistic. And those two words have been so overused. It's disgusting.
It's true. It's very true
It's
because people
like,
get on the trend,
yeah.
and it
And then
drives me nuts.
conform you to this idea that you're thinking this way, like ABC happened to you and you feel a certain way. Well, you're being negative. Well, it's kind of, shift your perspective a little bit. If I went through ABC, I'd be fucking negative about it too.
Exactly, exactly. One thing I've seen in my own personal experience when dealing with those type of light workers, they're reformed Christians in some way, shape, or form. And, they still got that, mentality from their old religion where it's my way or the highway. You
I
have
see
to,
that with Wiccans, honestly.
yeah. And it's also,
Christians. And I have a lot, most majority of my friends are actually Christian. But I see
uh-huh.
that.
Oh, I know. Trust me. I had a lady out in California, some wicked lady try to tell me I wasn't a real witch because I wasn't white and I wasn't wicked. I said, baby, I said, what my ancestors practiced and what my traditions I'm initiated in have been around centuries long before your little wiki poof bullshit came around by that freaking perv gardener. Okay.
I mean, I don't really have anything against Wiccans, but I've just, my experience, I used to be Wiccan actually.
I
And
was when I was 15.
and I had to sit down and have a long talk with myself one day. And I was
Mhm.
like, I cannot count on a threefold law, which was made up anyways,
Yes.
to take care of a situation.
Hmm.
Can't do it. And me hanging on to this anger is not me being negative or dark. I am completely justified in how I feel. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm not Wiccan.
No, no, darling. Nothing wrong with that. What I hate and everything is where some of them try to say that if you're not Wiccan, you're not a witch. I said, honey, witchcraft has been around for thousands of years. That's why it's in every culture since ancient times, and many different languages and ancient languages has a word for us long before Wicca even came about. You know.
And there was no Dark Forest Coven. Aleister Crowley actually initiated Gerald Gardner, from what I understand.
Oh yeah, there are a bunch of whatchamacallit, they all got kicked out from the Masons and everything because of being idiots.
Not my not my monkeys.
Right? Exactly.
Not my circus, not my monkeys. I just do what I do and I am who I am. And I just, when people tell me I'm witch and wrong, I just,
I love Miranda. Well, that Wicca stuff sounds like it's for teenagers. They do have like a teenager mind and everything, especially
it's
the
a
way
very,
these teenagers
Wicca
now
is a very good introduction to magic. I will say that. It is a
learn the basics. Yeah, I agree.
learning the basics, learning protection, learning, elementals and how to develop a relationship with a deity, but you can't stay in that container if you want to grow and mature as a practitioner, because where there is light there has to be a balance of dark as well. And it's
Exactly.
even in their own stuff, and it's like you can't always stay with this I'm in the light mindset, because
You're gonna get spiritually sunburned.
that's even subjective. Like good and evil can sometimes be subjective, you know
Hmm. Honey, I'll be your first one to tell you, I'm an evil villain with a good heart. People ask, what does that mean? Because I had made some donations to a charity and everything, and someone had called me a hero. I said, I'm no hero. I said, hero is the type of person who would sacrifice the whole world. I mean,
even
excuse me,
well, I
we
mean,
would
a hero
sacrifice
is
the loved ones to save the world. A villain with a good heart would sacrifice the world to save their loved ones.
even the words hero and villain are subjective too. I mean, for
Hmm.
example, look at, Vlad the Impaler, Dracula, whatever. I mean, in some regions of the world, he was a bad guy. In his hometown, he's a good guy.
Exactly. Exactly. Savior of the Romanian people from the Turks or
Granted,
Wallachian at the
very
time,
nice about it, but back then nobody was.
right? Tell me. Ooh, oh my God, girl. During this time of year, what are some of the traditions you and your family do?
um, we usually put out an offering to Freya and,
Okay.
of course, all the gods, and my husband, the amazing cook that he is. He'll usually make a dinner. You know, we tend to eat pork on the high holy days. Um, we really don't do a whole lot. Now, I do sometimes, if my friends can get together in Virginia, I'll go up to Virginia and get the tribe together, and we'll throw one banger of a party, with a ritual. But this year, I don't think we're really going to do anything except
Okay.
maybe just something small, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna have a dance as long as the weather's good and everything. Because this time of year, up in the land of 10,000 lakes, where I'm at, Mother Nature one day is sweating your ass off. Next day, you're freezing and you got 8 inches of snow because she can't make up her mind what.
Yeah, we
So
just didn't really, like with me. I between Yule, well, before Yule, and then into January, I got really sick. I had COVID. Remember that? That's why I missed Las Vegas. And then not being able to work much because I had COVID, I got a lot of financial catching up to do. So I really can't go all out on things this year, until I get caught up, because now the car needs new tires. Now the tax man cometh. So I'm really going to play it chill until summer solstice.
I don't blame you because then the kids will be out of school and everything, and then you can
Hmm.
do something as a family and stuff. I totally get it. I totally get it. Because we're getting the RV all up and ready and stuff because we want to start, traveling and start doing events and everything. The hubby doesn't mind tagging along with the dogs because it's one of the smaller Class C types was is perfect for him and I. And the little dinette, we dropped it down and made it into a bed for the dogs, and they love going traveling in it. I mean, he went in yesterday because it's been nice weather here to do some cleaning out and everything because sometimes during the wintertime the mice still get up in there and stuff. So he was doing some cleaning. The dogs got up there, got on the little. We still have the dinette done up as a bed, and they're like looking at him like, "We going for a ride?" you
I'm
know.
not Yeah, I'm not really planning on much travel and probably till after summer or late summer at the earliest. I'm really trying to put more focus on financial gain,
Hmm.
um, our business, growing our business, absolutely,
Amen.
and health and fitness. I need to get back on that horse. Being sick did not do me any favors.
Yes, girl. Yes,
So
girl.
again, it goes back to, you know, the whole idea of burning out the ick and then
Yep.
putting ideas into action rather than sitting and thinking about it all year.
Exactly.
We just, I did a complete cleaning of a lot of stuff I did not need anymore or want anymore. And I threw out a lot of stuff over the past couple days. And I found some stuff. I mean, and I had brought my stuff down from Virginia from storage, um, last year, and it's been sitting in the garage and in boxes here. And I went through it, and some of the stuff came with me from Canada when I lived in Canada. And I pulled it out, and I tell you, there was so much negative energy attached to some things. It was like driving a spike through my third eye. And
Mm,
this just has to go. So I've been really kind of cleaning a lot of stuff out. I got more I got to go through, and then just make room to bring new stuff in that's going to be productive to, grow.
exactly. Exactly. And also too, doing stuff like this, especially spiritual people, because we have so many different energies constantly being attached to us through objects, people, places, things. This will also help if you especially, battle with depression and everything. It's been proven. You move 21 things around in your room or your home and everything because it helps promote the movement of positive energy because stagnant energy allows negativity to build up and
And
stuff.
position your bed to where your head is facing north when you sleep.
That because we're naturally drawn to the magnetic north and everything, and that's why it would help you with that. But in feng shui, they tell you not to. They tell you to either be in the east or the southeast or in the south. They tell you not to be in the west or in the north. I don't know why, but I
I
personally
wouldn't mind the
myself
north, and let me tell you, I've been sleeping like a baby.
exactly, exactly, exactly,
But you also have to understand feng shui comes from a different hemisphere.
exactly. True. In different culture. Miranda says my ex-husband tried that shit and I moved the bed so I could have a bedside table and he slept like a baby wherever he was. Some people can. I mean, some people. I, I wish I my head because of my ADHD. I'm one of those ones. My head hits the pillow. The brain does not automatically turn off and everything. The body's exhausted, but the brain is like thinking about 50 million different things at a time. And since I switched my bed to the north and everything, I fall asleep almost right away. I'll put on one of my frequencies or subliminals and everything. I take my melatonin gummies along with my Delta 9 gummies, and I go right to sleep.
I don't
'Cause-
even need gummies anymore.
Well, I had my hysterectomy, and my gummies keep me from having hot flashes at night because
Yeah.
that's when my worst hot flashes is when I sleep for some reason. And if I don't have them, I'm literally waking up almost every 15 minutes, or it's always right when you're just asleep and just about to start dreaming, and all of a sudden it's like someone coming whoosh, lit you up with a whole gallon of gasoline, from HE double hockey sticks, and it's like holy shit.
Well, we
Uh,
always keep it really cool in here, so that helps. But I only really take gummies when I have endometriosis flare up.
understandable,
But
understandable.
sleep, I don't need them anymore.
That's good. That's good. Miranda says he really thinks he's a modern day Aleister Crowley, so I never listened to him because he was so too ridiculous. I don't blame you, honey. I don't blame you because Aleister Crowley as a person was a piece of shit. But he would be one of those type of people I would never invite into my home. Okay, between his energy and his kleptic ways, Nasty
Jared
motherfucker.
Gardner was an old pervert too, from what I
Oh
understand.
yeah, they all are. That's why they got into sex magic, because that's the only way they could get sex. You know what I'm saying? And no offense to the OTO brothers, but they're the same way too, because all of them look like a bunch of. You can tell that they all played D&D when they were in high school. Now they're a bunch of overgrown, and that's what they do now in their little ritual groups.
I don't know too many of those people. So I
Well,
can't.
I was
can't
a dungeon master back in the day.
no,
Um,
OTO people. I don't really know too many OTO people.
Well, OTO is also a lot of offshoot people also belong to the Masons and everything. My husband's was OTO, but he's mostly Scottish Rite, 32nd degree, and former past master, and then also Knights Templar.
That's cool.
Yes. And I recently posted a post and everything. Dedicated to my hubby and everything, and I had somebody laugh on it, so I confronted her for it, because this and she's like, I said it wasn't funny. I said this was a dedication to my husband. I said, you think it's funny because I'm proud to say I'm a Templar's wife, that I'm proud to say I'm a Mason's wife?
Did you ask her about it first?
Because she noticed right away that I unfriended her.
Because like I know that there's what's happened to me before is like if you're on your phone and you mean to hit one react but you hit another.
No, she meant to laugh at it.
Yeah, well, screw her then.
Exactly. She was trying to tell me that Knights Templars don't exist. I said bullshit, because I'm married to one. I said they're not celibate like they used to be when they were monks and everything, but they still do exist. I should know. Oh, my girl Shay, which is my stepdaughter's godmother and everything, and one of my husband's best friends. She says you're the perfect wife, Rev. Thank you, baby. I couldn't. He's my best friend. You know, and it's very refreshing to finally be in a relationship. Granted, he has his way of doing things spiritually. I have my ways of doing so, but we're not dictating to each other. Oh, you're doing it wrong. You got to do it this way. No, you do
I've
your thing, and
I've
then
really cut
on certain
people
big
out of
holidays,
my
we come together and celebrate.
I've really cut people out of my life who are like that, and I can't really
Me
sit worship with other pagans who 90% of their time they're bashing Christians. It's like if you spent more time developing a relationship with our gods and posting things that are more uplifting and positive and calling people back to the ancestors rather than just vomiting all this garbage about Christians all the time, you probably would evolve more.
Exactly,
You
exactly.
probably would find your kindred. You probably will find more uplifting people instead of wallowing in this disdain for the church just to be edgy and
Oh,
not go of grudges from, the year 600 AD or whatever.
uh-huh.
It's stupid. It is so stupid. It really is. Now, granted, there are some Christians out there who, they're not kind, but that's in every faith. I mean, us pagans have our issues too in our community.
Oh yeah.
We have pedophiles in our community. We have drug abuse in our community. We have extremists in our community. So when you want to throw the spears at other faiths, you need to maybe kind of focus on cleaning up our yard too.
Yeah, as they say, don't throw stones in a glass house, baby.
It's
You
it's
know.
stupid. It's like there's bigger things in the world going on right now to worry about than, what somebody posted on Facebook to piss you off because they're Christian. It's just doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly. You don't like it, guess what? Block and delete people, you
Hmm.
know. Stop acting like Generation Alpha. I'm triggered. Get off
Oh,
your
this
ass,
this is
man.
a lot of Gen Xers posting this too.
Oh,
It's
I know. Like I said, they're acting like Generation Alpha, because
well, I mean,
their inner child wants to have a tantrum about something because they don't like it.
I understand things were hard for us in the 70s, 80s, 90s, right? through the satanic panic. I get it, but you got to leave history in history sometimes and move on. Because if you keep vomiting and vomiting and vomiting negativity, all you're going to attract is negative people.
Yep. And you're asking for that stuff to repeat. Because that's what because what you keep speaking out, what you keep posting and everything, you're asking for more to be attracted to you. If that bullshit, like you said, all that negativity is attracting more negativity. You put more positivity out in the world within self and also on your social media, you're going to attract more positive blessings. Because majority of the time, all that negative bullshit is what's blocking their, stuff from manifesting because they're so negative as a person.
I mean, do you think the Christians give a shit that you're talking smack about them? No, they really they don't.
Half the time they don't, because a lot of the time they're bitching at each other. That's why we have like over 4,800 different types of denominations of the church in America alone. All saying our way is the true way and everything.
Oh, you got pagan groups that do that too.
Oh, I know. And that's why I don't belong to no group at all. I'm my own thing, man.
That's why you just
show me love and respect. I show you love and respect.
That's why, like I see Facebook and Instagram and all that. It's kind of like speaking into the well, right? You're speaking into the world. And what you put out there, it's like law of attraction. What you put out there on the internet is what you're going to attract back to you. Sure, you're going to have some bad actors. They're going to seek you out just because they got issues. But when you keep vomiting and vomiting and vomiting all this garbage, it's like after a while, one, people aren't going to take you seriously. Two, you're not going to attract the people. You're just going to attract these other negative, low vibrational people.
Exactly. That's why I always, tell the babies that treat your social media like a vision board. You need money in your life, bless that on some, wish that for other people. You need love in your life, wish that love and share that love to other people. Whatever it is you need on your life, put it on, your social media so you can bless other people's with it, so it can be returned back to you. Especially during retrogrades. But girl, time has flown already. We always have so much fun. I can't wait to have you back on, baby.
Yeah.
Yes. So definitely, if you guys need a more in-depth reading or anything, you can find me. You can find Salty Psychic, Miranda, Baroness Lisa, Sistar, Luna Moon, Crimson Moon, Mango Tarot. Definitely go to indigopsychics.com to get yourself reading. You need tea or coffee, indigopsychicscoffee.com. And definitely, I highly recommend trying our new spring equinox blend and I'm definitely ordering me some of the because I love unicorns.
You can also find our readers through our indigopsychicscoffee.com.
Yes.
Just open the menu and it says psychic readings, and it'll take you right to where our readers are located.
So definitely give us a check out. Thank you again, baby girl, for joining us. As always, it's a grand old time. Love the bunny ears. And give Miss Abby Cadet
gotten into my head.
Definitely give Miss Abby Gadabby some love for me. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Love you guys.
Bye.